Now let's look at the case of David, a contractor from Oakland, California, who runs his own renovation business, and during one of the routine inspections at one of the houses, he would encounter a disturbing scene.
Okay, so my last video wasn't too long, but I pressed a 10-minute icon. Anyways, I'm just getting into work, right? Nobody in this unit, I'm the only one besides the owner with the key. The owner lives all the way in New York. I'm in Oakland, California. So this unit had a fire a few years back. This was a little girl's room. This was a room. And I'm like lost for words right now, I'm sorry. Like, catch my breath, I'm getting chills, the hair standing up on my arms. But the girl that happened to pass away in this unit was 3 years old. Look at what the f is on the ground. Those are not an adult-sized footprint going into the wall. This is where her bed was at, right here. I talked to the owner, I video called him and everything. And I've been here and little kids laughing. I mean, I just thought it was coming from outside, but it's like a little, I felt something go like this in my ear. And yeah, I hear all the activity coming from that closet and right here, but this really baffled me. Like I said, nobody else has the keys. There's no kids in here. I lock up everything. It's a 4-unit complex. Nobody's in here. Nobody been in here. There's an alarm system. So we got paranormal activity. Look at these little feet. Look at these little cute little feet. If you're in here, ghosts, I mean no harm. I'm Uncle Dave. You call me Uncle Dave. Just fixing up your room for you. Okay? But yeah, I believe in ghosts. So if you have anything paranormal, share it on Ghost.
The scene that David documented was completely bewildering. Indeed, these were prints that matched the tragic story that had occurred in this house. But that wasn't everything. After David posted this recording on his account, the audience started alerting him about something they had discovered in this video.
You know, but yeah.
And it's because, during a couple of seconds towards the end of the recording, a soft ghostly voice can be heard saying, "Hello." Around 15 seconds later, right when this man was about to finish the recording, that same voice returns.
God is love. See you later.
Could it be that David captured, without knowing it, the spirit of the little one who ended her final days in this bedroom? The following video was shared by user Beats by Richie. Richie is a young aspiring music producer, and he mostly shares his creative work on his very own profile. Today, however, we want to check out a recording that Richie described as quite unusual and terrifying. The video was recorded one evening by his girlfriend, and they both were spending the night watching movies and talking about life. The clip starts with Richie relaxing on the bed, and just a brief moment before the short video ends, this appears on video.
Damn, are you checking yourself out?
Come on.
Cock?
A creepy head is visible in the right top corner of the screen, a head of somebody that was not accounted for. It is safe to say that the two were spending the evening alone, so after seeing this, the couple suspected that they might have caught something from another plane, a ghost perhaps. What else could this have been? It does not look like an arm or a body part, making this sighting even more creepy. Do you think they captured something paranormal that night? Now to a video that was shared by Cody Aaron, who's telling us about some paranormal activity that he is witnessing on the regular. He has seen it so often that he now started documenting it to show people that he's actually not crazy. It happens quite often, especially when Aaron is alone in the office building.
A lot of things don't shake me up. This is different. I don't like this. So you can see on the camera right here, this is the room directly beside me. There's no shadow or anything being cast right there, right? Do you hear that? Do you hear that? There's not time for somebody to get. Listen! Why are you running every time I open the door? Stand in front of the door! Do something! Let me see you! Come on! If you don't do something, I'm going home! Come on! Do something! Hey! What did you do with my phone? I made the mistake of turning off the camera to see what was on it before I actually left the building. I started feeling anxious really bad here. Okay, you guys, so this is the door that moves on its own, and that's the chair that moves on its own. And I'm just tired. Yeah, there's absolutely nothing here this time. I've not seen anything. It's 9:46, and usually everything happens by this time, but nothing's going on. There was way more people than what's usually here today, so I kind of guess maybe that's what it is, and I'm just gonna call it a day. I'll start again tomorrow maybe, and we'll see what. Okay, so I'm the only one here right now, and the door just closed on its own.
Aaron was unaware, but there was clearly a little girl standing behind him as he was making it through the empty corridors. Bone-chilling for sure. And what about that door that just closed on him without anybody messing with it? Your guess is as good as mine. These events spooked him out quite a bit, but there was another update that he was sharing just shortly after uploading this video.
Okay, so I'm here by myself. All of these green lights means that there's no motion, right? Look in this room. I'm going over. I have to see what this is. See, and look. Here is the motion detection for me in this room. There I am on the screen. There's no motion detection. Look, it's moving. And there's no motion detection right there. That is nuts. Look at that. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna need Eric's help for this. I'm not gonna do this by myself. I promised him that I would do this, but there's going to have to be more people here besides me.
This time it all happened during the night shift. A demonic voice is asking Aaron to leave. What a terrifying encounter. It is unclear what happened after this incident, as Aaron has not posted any updates on this. Let's just hope he was able to somehow deal with this horror encounter. Now we want to take another look at Ghost of Carmel, Maine, where Kent is still investigating the hauntings in this old home, and he shared some really terrifying captures with us. Take a look.
Okay, that was definitely footsteps. Hello? Hello? After reviewing the recording, when the door opens, there looks like a shadow on the wall, but then a white mist quickly appears and moves to the side, then a downward motion. I did hear the disembodied voice, but couldn't make out what was said. After closely examining the footage, there did appear to be an apparition standing in the corner. But then there was movement. What looked like an apparition instantly turns into a white mist. The mist moves exactly like an orb, then disappears behind the bed. I've had a theory orbs can quickly change into mists, and the mist can quickly change into an apparition, then quickly change back and vanish. I see these mists move in my room almost every night, but this is the closest evidence mists are, to me, undeveloped apparitions that can quickly form into a full figure and back into a mist.
Are we potentially seeing the spirit disappearing behind the bed, like many other apparitions did in the past? I still believe that the bloodstain on the floor is some form of portal for the apparitions.
But this is not an isolated incident. 2 days later, another encounter takes place. I'm serious. Patty?
Kent enters into the seemingly empty bedroom, but then something happened.
What the was that? I saw what looked like a white piece of paper floating across the stairway. We have seen papers levitating in midair and drop. When I viewed the recording, I was shocked to see a dark figure walking in front of the door. It looked like it came from the closet wall and walked right past the outer wall, based on its movements. I have seen this exact same shaped apparition before. 4 years ago, this apparition was captured in the living room. It looked like someone picked up a child and walked away. This time it looks like it's carrying a piece of paper. If the front section of this house was a former schoolhouse, could this be residual energy of the school teacher?
So, do you think this could be a shadow carrying a piece of paper or other item, perhaps? Or what else could this be? I'm actually out of ideas here, to be honest. Can we see it visiting Kent and even touching his hand here?
Whoa, okay, alright. I won't touch you. Okay, get off me. Okay, get back over there.
Make sure to follow the whole investigation in the last chapter of Kent's Ghost Chronicles on Ghosts of Carmel, May. The following video was shared by NoTel4117 and he opened a thread in the paranormal Reddit section. For whatever reason, there seems to be a creepy shadow appearing in one of the bedrooms of his aunt's house that he is sitting over the weekend. He states, "Tell me I'm not the only one who sees this. I'm house sitting for my aunt who is out of town and I'm kind of freaking out right now."
I don't know if I'm seeing or tripping, but check this out. So this is my aunt's son's room, right? There's no one in here, right? Nothing. Closet. Nothing. Alright, now tell me, right on the monitor here, tell me that doesn't look like someone standing in the room. Like I've checked, like went back and forth 3 times, and
He then places a little ball in the room to show that something's definitely wrong in there.
Let's see how this goes. Okay, alright. Fuck, there is definitely something in there.
What do you think is happening in there? Where's the shadow coming from? Could it perhaps just be from the T-Rex toy? Some say it does look like the shadow of a child. Hard to say. And what was throwing the ball exactly? Who can say for sure? Tonight we are following a group of 3 teenagers who want to know if there lies any truth behind the claim that this house is being haunted by a roaming lady ghost. As they inspect the abandoned building, they notice a ladder that leads up to the attic. And of course, why not take a look, right? The attic reveals nothing but darkness. But still, they climbed the ladder. After hearing strange sounds from one corner, they capture this. Have they come across the lady ghost that is said to haunt this building? Who can say for sure? Now let's take a look at another video from the Dark Dimension. This time we will be looking at a short clip taken on the side of a highway. A group of friends has had their car broken down while on the road, and they are now waiting for help with their car. While they wait, one of the guys decides to pull out his phone and film a bit of the experience. It's not every day you stand on the side of the freeway. He ends up capturing something completely unexpected, however.
தெரியுதாடா அது வெள்ளை ஏதோ தெரியுதுடா தெரியலடா அது அது ஒரு மறையுது சில நேரத்துல தெரியுது వచ్చేసి మడిచిరా
A woman appears on the side of the highway, dressed in a long white dress. The figure is visible only for a few moments before it disappears into the fog. It also doesn't appear that the group notices the spirit at the moment of filming. What could possibly have been captured here? There doesn't seem to be any explanation other than paranormal that makes much sense. But what is the spirit doing on the side of a busy freeway? Some viewers are speculating that this must be the spirit of someone who passed on in a car crash in this spot, while others wonder if she might have appeared here to warn someone of imminent danger, given her white dress and non-threatening aura. Do you think either of these theories could be true, or is there another explanation for this eerie sighting?
வெள்ளி ஏதோ தெரியுதுடா தெரியலடா அது ஒரு மரியாதை சில நேரத்துல தெரியுது.
The following was captured in an over 100 years old plaza resort in which a lot of spooky things have been captured over the past decades. This particular night, security staff was alerted by something unusual that was captured by the security camera of their downstairs bar, which was closed and empty at the time. They noticed a strange looking shape which seems to be switching sizes and was morphing. As one of their officers goes downstairs to check, this thing just vanished, and the officer swears that he couldn't see anything, but noticed a suspicious cold draft behind the bar area.
The guy upstairs was telling him, go behind the bar, it's behind the bar, go behind. So he started to go behind the bar, and he said, no way, and he got out of here. You know, I've had doors held, like you're pulling on a door, and the door's not locked, and walk in and there's nobody in there.
So, was it maybe a visitor from the afterlife? The following case was documented by Viviana, who states that after the passing of her grandparents, she's still regularly talking to them via a Ouija board, and she's still living in the same house they used to live in. Tonight, a few strange things started to happen, as Viviana suspects that one of her grandparents was visiting again. And this is where she started documenting.
Abuela. Ay, mami. Si estás ahí, maniféstate. ¿Quién está ahí? ¿Abuela o mami? Ay, la concha de la lora, boluda. Bueno, si es la abuela, que se prenda la luz. Bueno, mami, ¿sos vos? ¿Quién es? La concha de la lora, boluda. No, ya está. Anda a fijarte, Oriana. Dale, boluda. ¡Ay, boluda!
No, yo no voy a ir.
Boluda. Estoy holgada. Te juro que si se ve algo me voy de este alquiler.
Jodete por hablar de tu mamá.
No, no puede ser. Bueno. Boluda. ¡Ay, boluda! ¡Ay, no! Tengo miedo, en serio. No. No voy a dejar de grabar porque llega a aparecer algo. Yo me muero, boluda. No. No, boluda. Pará. Quiero que sepan. Estoy grabando. Quiero que sepan que no es que se corta la luz y vuelve. Porque si yo quiero prendo la luz de acá, de la pieza, pero no me quiero levantar.
Some people stated in the comments that they have seen the presence of a woman right at the door. Could you see too?
Abuela.
Was it perhaps her grandma? It's safe to say that one needs to be really careful when talking to these beings that you contact, as many of the responding forces harbor ill will towards the human world and want to trick you into thinking that you are talking to a loved one. Whatever was communicating with Viviana tonight might have been a demonic presence. The next video comes to us from Mysterio GL. Mysterio is a pair of paranormal investigators from Colombia who mostly visit abandoned locations to try and connect with spirits of the departed. In today's video, they are visiting an abandoned school, which is said to have unfortunately hosted multiple students and staff who passed away while attending or working at the school. The duo is hoping to communicate with some of these children tonight. They enter the building and immediately they notice that there's a very heavy and creepy vibe.
Buenas.
Güey, se escucha como una voz, ¿verdad? Ah. ¿Escuchaste, güey?
Se vio algo acá a este lado, güey. Acá colombiano, pasó algo ahí.
As the pair is exploring the downstairs of the school, it seems like something might be watching from the upstairs. Some sort of shadow creature can be seen glancing at them from one of the rooms on the upper level. It is almost as if it notices it is being filmed and slips away behind the wall. Pretty creepy. This isn't the only shadow figure the team captures this night. They get to work trying to communicate with the spirits using an ancient tool known as a signing bowl. According to lore, the music created by the bowls is said to appease and attract spirits due to their calming and therapeutic nature. The duo is making their way through the upstairs portion of the building when something terrifying can be seen behind them. Based on the size and speed, this could definitely be the spirit of a child. What do you think? Understandably, the sighting leaves the men feeling very uneasy. They decided shortly after that they will leave the school. However, they do mention they may come back.
Algo pasó por allá. Algo pasó por allá al fondo. No, acá. Acá arriba. Sí, acá arriba. Algo pasó acá arriba, güey. No manches. No, para acá.
Let me know what you guys think. A police officer was driving behind another vehicle when he spotted something weird happening in this car. The strange figure seemed to vanish from the back seat, and after that, everything looked normal again. The officer still wonders if someone was just playing tricks on him that night, or if he saw something that can't be explained. Police got called to a neighborhood where several people reported seeing a dark shape at night that was moving in a really weird way and freaking out the locals. When the officer got there, he had to start recording because the figure wouldn't answer any of his calls. No one knows what happened after that, but the video has been giving people the creeps ever since. Jess is working the night shift in what she calls a haunted hospital. Many strange events have been going on in there, and sometimes she can capture these events on video.
Okay, there's nobody here, right? Nobody here. What is that? Because it is not me. This is me leaving, closing the door. What the fuck is that? And here comes the door back opening. And nobody's there. But yet.
What is this dark shadow? Could it be a visit from the afterlife? The next video was recorded by a young man who was documenting the architecture and the layout of the St. John's Church in Pisz, Poland. He picked up really inexplicable captures. Could they be real? The man, in particular, seemed to be really interested in capturing the confessional boxes encircled around them. Besides the chairs outside, nothing out of place catches the eye. This is until the man captured the first apparition in the reflection of the glass. Now, for some reason, when I saw the recording for the first time, this image reminded me of an elderly woman. I have no idea why. What do you think? But the man keeps further recording and captures the following in another box. Could this be the same apparition that he captured in the first one? This was posted by user Amiralis91, and he tells us that in October 2020 he went to the abandoned Rolling Hills Asylum to take some photos. The place has tons of visitors claiming to have seen real ghosts. Amiralis states, "Went there with my fiance and 2 cousins. One of my cousins took this picture. I was standing right next to him when he took this, and there was absolutely no one in front of us or in that room. Scared us so bad when we got this role developed. It is evident that there's a lot of mysterious things going on. What of course grabbed my attention first was this creepy face, seemingly peeking out of the room to the left. Then there's also this weird light trail. And why is there a creepy doll sitting on the chair? We'll never be able to know, but the poster swears that the face to the left was not seen at the time of this capture.